what if the life you're living right now is merely a fraction of what's possible? Most people live their entire lives never knowing the extraordinary power hidden within them. A power so profound, it can literally reshape reality. This power has always been there, waiting for you to recognize it. But here's the shocking truth. Right now, invisible walls are keeping you from reaching your full potential. Walls you created without even realizing it. Dr. Ernest Holmes discovered this profound truth. Our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs literally shape the reality we experience every single day. And right now, time is running out. The universe operates in cycles, opening windows of opportunity that don't stay open forever. This very moment is precious. The choices you make today could set the course for the rest of your life. What you consistently think about becomes the cause that leads to effects you see in your life. This is the law of attraction that governs our existence. But right now, your mind is likely a battlefield of contradictory thoughts, endless worries, and limiting beliefs. Is it any wonder the reality you experience feels just as chaotic? We're like drops of water in an ocean, Dr. Holmes explained. Each drop seems separate, but it's really part of something much bigger. The line separating you from the universe is an illusion. You contain the essence of the entire universe within you. This isn't mystical philosophy. It's the foundation of your power. But there's a critical problem. Those limiting beliefs aren't just annoying thoughts. They're actually shaping your life experiences right now. They are the chains binding your divine power. What if I told you there are specific techniques, practical tools that can unlock this divine power within you? Techniques verified by both ancient wisdom and modern science. The world you experience right now is filtered through your current mindset. A scarcity mindset sees limitation everywhere. But when you shift to an abundance mindset, the very same world reveals infinite possibility. Dr. Holmes warned that time is running out to access the divine gifts available to everyone. This isn't fear-mongering. It's recognizing that cosmic windows of opportunity align in cycles, and one is open right now. So I ask you, will you continue sleepwalking through a life defined by limitation, or will you awaken to the extraordinary divine power that has always been within you, waiting to be activated? So I ask you, will you continue sleepwalking through a life defined by limitation, or will you awaken to the extraordinary divine power that has always been within you, waiting to be activated? And this isn't just about your individual awakening. As we each activate our divine potential, we inspire others to do the same. It's like a chain reaction of transformation. The world itself begins to shift. The most profound truth that Dr. Holmes discovered is that the universe itself responds to your consciousness. Your thoughts aren't just passive observations. They are creative forces that literally shape the fabric of your reality. Are you ready to step through the doorway to your true potential? To awaken the divine power that has been dormant within you? The journey begins now. Now, this power I'm speaking of isn't new. In fact, it's the oldest secret in human history. Hidden in plain sight, whispered through the ages, rediscovered by every great civilization, only to be forgotten again. In the early 20th century, a remarkable man named Dr. Ernest Holmes made an extraordinary discovery. After studying the world's spiritual traditions and the latest scientific breakthroughs, he recognized a universal truth that had been fragmented across cultures and time. While the world insisted on separating science and spirituality, Holmes saw that they were describing the same fundamental reality from different angles. The ancient mystics had intuited what quantum physicists were just beginning to prove. He called his discovery science of mind, the revelation that our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs aren't just passive reflections of reality. They are the very tools through which we actively create our experience of life, moment by moment. While modern society trained us to believe we're helpless victims of circumstance, Holmes revealed the shocking truth. We have always been the architects of our experience. Hero. The power has always been within us, waiting to be recognized and wielded consciously. What's truly revolutionary is how the latest research in neuroscience, quantum physics, and psychology is now validating what Holmes and ancient wisdom traditions have claimed for millennia. The barrier between science and spirituality is finally crumbling. Here is the core insight that changes everything. Consciousness is not a byproduct of the material world. Villain perspective. Consciousness is the primary creative force from which the material world emerges. Hero revelation. Your awareness is not just observing reality, it's creating it. Most of humanity remains under a spell of collective hypnosis, believing we're separate, powerless beings at the mercy of external forces. This mass delusion is the primary barrier keeping you from your divine birthright. Holmes didn't invent these principles. He rediscovered them, synthesized them, and translated them into language that bridges ancient wisdom and modern understanding. He created a practical pathway to activate the divine power that has always been your birthright. And now we arrive at the critical revelation. Holmes warned that time is running out to access these divine gifts. He understood that the universe operates in cycles, opening energetic windows that allow for easier transformation. And such a window is open right now. What did Holmes mean by divine gifts? He wasn't speaking of supernatural powers in the Hollywood sense. He meant your natural ability to consciously partner with the creative force of the universe, to become an active participant in shaping your reality, rather than a passive victim of circumstance. Your divine power is simply this: the ability to consciously create your reality through the focused direction of your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. You've been creating all along, but unconsciously, haphazardly, villain state. Now it's time to take the blindfold off and create with intention. Hero state. Even more extraordinary is what happens when individuals awaken to this truth collectively. As Holmes taught, We are the enforcement of the law and order of the universe as individuations, manifestations of the Supreme Self without division. When we awaken together, we create a field of consciousness that transforms not just personal reality, but collective reality. And now, I must ask you directly, do you want to continue letting your divine power slumber within you, creating by default and wondering why life doesn't match your deepest desires? Or are you ready to awaken this dormant force and become the conscious creator you were always meant to be? Let's now explore the invisible mechanics, the actual laws that govern reality creation. The universe isn't random or chaotic, villain perception. It operates according to precise spiritual laws, just as reliable as the laws of physics. Hero insight. And once you understand these laws, you can work with them rather than against them. In the next segment, I'll reveal the 3 core universal laws that Dr. Holmes identified as the foundation of conscious reality creation. Laws that have been encoded in spiritual traditions for millennia, but often buried beneath ritual and dogma. More importantly, I'll share the practical techniques to work with these laws, tools you can begin using today to activate your divine power and reshape your reality from the inside out. Not in some vague future, but starting right now, in this moment. But first, you must confront the invisible prison that most people live their entire lives without recognizing. The limiting beliefs that have been programmed into your subconscious mind, often before you could even speak. These false beliefs are the primary barrier between you and your divine potential. Dr. Holmes wasn't being dramatic when he warned about divine timing. He understood that universal energies align in cycles that offer unique opportunities for growth and transformation. The window we're in right now is particularly powerful, but it won't remain open indefinitely. The question before you now is not whether this divine power exists. It does, and it always has. The question is whether you will choose to activate it consciously, intentionally, before this window of opportunity closes. Your decision in this moment will shape not just your immediate future, but the trajectory of your entire life. The foundation of Dr. Holmes's science of mind rests on 3 primary universal laws that govern reality creation. Understanding these laws isn't just theoretical. It's the key to consciously shaping your experience of life. The first universal law is the law of attraction. While modern pop culture has oversimplified this concept, villain, the true principle is profound. Hero, what you consistently think about, feel, and believe becomes the cause that creates effects in your physical reality. Like attracts like, not just occasionally, but as an immutable law of existence. Think of your thoughts as seeds planted in the fertile soil of universal consciousness. Some thoughts are planted occasionally. These grow into small experiences. But the thoughts you water daily with emotion and reinforce with belief, these grow into the mighty trees that define your life's landscape. The second universal law is the law of cause and effect, sometimes called karma. While many misunderstand this as cosmic punishment, villain, it's actually perfect balance. Hero. Every action has a reaction. Every cause creates an effect. When you put good out into the world, good comes back to you, not as reward or punishment, but as the natural operation of universal law. Here's what most people miss. You are already using these laws every single day, whether you realize it or not. The difference between living an extraordinary life versus a life of quiet desperation, stark contrast, isn't whether these laws work for you. They always work. The difference is whether you're using them consciously or unconsciously. The third universal law is the law of oneness. Modern society has conditioned us to see separation everywhere. Villain. You versus me. Humans versus nature. Mind versus matter. But the deepest truth of existence is that separation is an illusion. Hero. As Holmes taught, we're like drops of water in an ocean. Each drop seems separate, but it's really part of something much bigger. This isn't mere philosophy. It has profound practical implications. When you truly understand oneness, you recognize that harming others harms yourself, that judging others judges yourself, that loving others loves yourself. You see that the universe isn't out there separate from you. You are the universe, experiencing itself through your unique perspective. These three universal laws, attraction, cause and effect, and oneness, don't operate in isolation. They work together as an integrated system, governing every aspect of your experience. Your thoughts attract, law of attraction, which causes effects, law of cause and effect, all within the unified field of consciousness, law of oneness. Consider the simple example of health. If you consistently hold thoughts of vitality and wellness, law of attraction, these thoughts become causes that create effects in your physical body, law of cause and effect. And this works because your mind and body are not truly separate, but part of one integrated system, law of oneness. The problem isn't that these laws don't work for you, conflict point. The problem is that you've been using them unconsciously, allowing random thoughts, societal programming, and limiting beliefs to create your reality by default. Villain. When you learn to use these laws consciously, intentionally, everything changes. Think about it. How much of your current life situation did you consciously choose? And how much, if the result of unconscious patterns, societal expectations, and limiting beliefs you absorbed without question? Most people are shocked to realize they've been creating their lives on autopilot. The great news is that once you understand these laws, you can begin working with them immediately. Your divine power, the ability to consciously create your reality, isn't something you need to acquire. It's something you already possess that simply needs to be activated through awareness and practice. In the next section, I'll share the 3 practical techniques that Dr. Holmes found most effective for activating this power. Techniques drawn from ancient wisdom, but confirmed by modern science. These aren't mystical rituals, but practical tools you can implement in minutes a day. But first, we must address the primary barrier that prevents most people from activating their divine power. The invisible prison of limiting beliefs that has been constructed in your mind since childhood. Until these barriers are recognized and dismantled, your divine power will remain largely dormant. Imagine a prison so perfect that the prisoners don't know they're in prison. The walls are invisible. The bars can't be touched. Yet, they constrain every movement, limit every possibility. This is the prison of limiting beliefs, and almost everyone on Earth lives within its confines without realizing it. These limiting beliefs weren't chosen by you. They were installed, programmed into your subconscious mind during your most impressionable years. From parents who themselves were programmed, from educational systems designed to create obedient workers rather than conscious creators, from media feeding you messages of lack, comparison, and inadequacy. The most common limiting beliefs act as powerful barriers to your divine power. I'm not enough. I don't deserve success. Money is scarce and hard to earn. My worth is defined by others' approval. Change is difficult or impossible. These aren't random thoughts. They're deeply ingrained programming that shapes every aspect of your reality. Here's the crucial understanding. These beliefs don't just make you feel bad. They literally create matching realities via the universal laws we just discussed. If you believe I'm not enough, the law of attraction draws experiences that reinforce that belief. The law of cause and effect ensures your belief becomes the cause that generates not enough effects everywhere in your life. The first step to freedom is recognition. Most people never see the invisible walls of their mental prison. They assume their limitations are just the way life is, rather than self-created restrictions. When you begin to recognize these limiting beliefs for what they are, installed programs, not truth, the walls begin to dissolve. Perhaps the most pervasive limiting belief is the scarcity mindset, the conviction that there isn't enough to go around. Villain. This creates a reality of struggle, competition, and lack. In stark contrast, the abundance mindset recognizes that the universe is infinitely abundant. Hero. When you shift to this perspective, you align with the natural flow of universal prosperity. Your inner dialogue, the constant stream of thoughts running through your mind, is perhaps the most powerful force shaping your reality. Most people's inner dialogue is overwhelmingly negative, critical, and limiting. But this voice isn't the truth of who you are. It's conditioning. And conditioning can be changed. Hero solution. Dr. Holmes taught a revolutionary approach to dismantling limiting beliefs. Question everything. When a limiting thought arises, ask, is this absolutely true? How do I know? Who would I be without this belief? This simple inquiry begins dissolving the invisible walls of your mental prison. Perhaps the most liberating truth is this. You always have the power to choose your thoughts, regardless of circumstances. While external events may be beyond your control, Your interpretation and response to them is always your choice. This is the ultimate freedom that no person or circumstance can take from you. The freedom to choose what you think. The process of liberating your divine power requires replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. This isn't positive thinking as a superficial band-aid, villain approach. It's a fundamental reprogramming of your subconscious operating system, hero solution, replacing false programs with true ones that align with universal laws and your divine nature. At the core of all limiting beliefs is a fundamental misconception about who you really are. You are not a small, powerless being at the mercy of external forces. You are a divine creator, temporarily experiencing human form, with all the power of the universe flowing through you. When you reclaim this truth, everything changes. As you systematically identify and release these limiting beliefs, something miraculous happens. The divine power that has always been within you begins to activate naturally. Just as removing clouds doesn't create the sun, but simply reveals it, removing limiting beliefs doesn't create your divine power. It simply uncovers what was always there. Now that you understand what's been holding you back, let's explore the 3 powerful practices that Dr. Holmes identified as most effective for activating your divine power. These techniques have been validated by both ancient wisdom traditions and cutting-edge science. They are simple yet profound, and when used consistently, they literally reprogram your mind and reshape your reality. The 3 core practices for activating your divine power are conscious affirmation, creative visualization, and present moment awareness. While modern self-help has trivialized these techniques, Dr. Holmes understood their true depth and power when practiced with proper understanding. Let's explore each one at its most profound level. The first technique is conscious affirmation, but not the superficial positive statements often taught, villain approach. True affirmations are declarations of divine truth that align your consciousness with universal laws. Hero approach. When you state, "I am whole, perfect, and complete," you're not trying to convince yourself of something false. You're declaring the spiritual truth of your being that transcends temporary appearances. Modern neuroscience confirms what Holmes taught. Repetitive thoughts create neural pathways in the brain. When you consciously choose empowering affirmations, you literally rewire your brain, creating new neural networks that support your divine potential rather than limit it. This isn't mystical nonsense. It's neuroplasticity in action. For affirmations to activate your divine power, they must be stated in present tense as already true, infused with genuine feeling and emotion. 3. Practiced consistently, ideally morning and evening when the subconscious is most receptive. And 4. Aligned with universal truth rather than merely personal desire. This transforms them from wishful thinking to declarations of divine law. The second technique is creative visualization, but not mere daydreaming, villain misinterpretation. True visualization is conscious participation in the creative process of the universe. Hero understanding. When you hold a clear, detailed mental image of your desired outcome. While feeling the emotions of its fulfillment, you're literally creating an energetic template that the universal law must manifest. Science has confirmed the power of visualization. Brain scans show that vividly imagining an action activates virtually the same neural circuitry as physically performing it. Athletes, surgeons, and performers use this mental rehearsal to enhance skills. But Holmes took this deeper, recognizing that visualization doesn't just improve performance, it actually shapes the physical reality you experience. For visualization to activate your divine power, it must be 1. Multisensory, involving sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. 2. Emotionally charged, feeling the joy, gratitude, and fulfillment of your vision. 3. Practiced consistently in a relaxed, receptive state. And 4. Concluded with complete surrender and trust in divine timing and means. This transforms it from fantasy to divine co-creation. The third technique is present moment awareness, but not mere stress reduction. True mindfulness is conscious union with the eternal now, the only point where your divine power can be accessed. Hero revelation. While the mind obsessively travels to past and future, villain pattern. Your creative power exists only in this moment. Presence reunites you with your divine nature beyond time. Scientific research confirms that mindfulness practice physically changes your brain, reducing the amygdala, fear center, while increasing prefrontal cortex density, executive function, and insula activation, empathy, and self-awareness. These changes don't just make you feel better. They fundamentally alter how you perceive and create your reality. For mindfulness to activate your divine power, practice 1. Full attention on your immediate experience without judgment. 2. Regular moments throughout the day to disengage from thought and simply be. 3. Conscious breathing as an anchor to the present moment. And 4. Extending awareness beyond your physical form to recognize your oneness with all that is. This transforms mindfulness from stress reduction to spiritual awakening. These 3 practices, conscious affirmation, creative visualization, and present moment awareness, form a complete system for activating your divine power. While each is powerful alone, together they create extraordinary synergy. Affirmations reshape your subconscious beliefs. Visualization creates the energetic template, and mindfulness connects you to the present moment where divine power operates. The key to success with these practices is consistency and integration into daily life. Dr. Holmes recommended 1. Begin and end each day with affirmations and visualization. 2. Take brief mindfulness breaks throughout your day. 3. Create environmental reminders to maintain awareness. And 4. Join with others practicing these techniques to amplify their power. Even a few minutes daily compounds into extraordinary transformation over time. Some experience immediate shifts with these practices, while for others, change unfolds gradually. The key is persistence without attachment to timing. As Holmes taught, the seed doesn't become the tree overnight, but it begins changing from the moment it's planted. Trust the process, knowing that with each practice session, you're activating divine power and reshaping your reality at levels beyond conscious awareness. Now we must address the element of divine timing. Dr. Holmes wasn't being dramatic when he said, "Time is running out to access the divine gifts available to everyone." He understood that the universe operates in cycles, creating energetic windows that make awakening and transformation more accessible at certain times. These windows of opportunity don't remain open indefinitely. Each cycle presents unique chances for growth and transformation. And if you miss this moment, it may take time before another window opens. This isn't to induce fear, villain intent, but to empower you to seize the moment, hero intent. The universe is inviting you to step through this window, to act on the insights you've gained. Every thought, every choice, every action can set the stage for the reality you wish to create. The only thing keeping you from this journey is the decision to take that first step. As you begin to activate your divine power, pay attention to these cycles. Notice the energetic shifts in your life, the moments when inspiration strikes or when challenges arise. These are opportunities for you to rise and respond, to step into your power and embrace the transformation waiting for you. This isn't just about your individual awakening. As you activate your divine potential, you become part of a collective awakening. Each individual's transformation contributes to the greater whole, creating a ripple effect that transforms not just personal realities, but the reality of humanity itself. The more individuals who awaken, the more powerful this collective consciousness becomes. Your transformation inspires others to awaken, creating a chain reaction that elevates the entire human experience. Trust that your awakening is not just for yourself, but for everyone connected to you and beyond. Each time you choose love over fear, abundance over scarcity, and connection over separation, you are contributing to the awakening of humanity as a whole. These choices echo through the fabric of existence and shape the collective reality we share. This is your moment. The moment to act, to awaken, to transform. The door is open, and the universe is calling you to step through and activate the divine power that is your birthright. Trust in yourself. Trust in the process, and trust that you have everything you need within you to create the life you desire. Will you step through this doorway to your true potential? Will you embrace the power that lies within you and activate it for yourself and for the world? The journey begins now, and the time is ripe for transformation. You have the power to create your best life. The tools are in your hands, and the universe is ready to support you in this divine journey. Remember, you are not alone. We are all connected, and together we can awaken to our divine potential and reshape our reality for generations to come. The awakening of your divine power is not just a personal journey, but a collective one. As you awaken, you inspire those around you to do the same. Each person who transforms adds light to the collective consciousness, creating a powerful wave of awakening that can shift the world. As you connect with others on this journey, you create a web of consciousness that amplifies individual awakenings. Your shared experiences, insights, and support form a powerful network, enhancing the transformation process for everyone involved. Community plays a vital role in this awakening process. Sharing your journey with others not only strengthens your own transformation, but also inspires collective growth. Each story shared, each insight gained, creates ripples of change that empower everyone. Imagine the power of a community that collaborates to awaken together. As we each activate our divine potential, we create a field of consciousness that elevates not just our individual lives, but the life of our entire planet. Together, we can create a better future for generations to come. The vision of a united, awakened humanity is not just a dream. It's a collective goal that we can bring into reality. Every action you take towards your awakening contributes to this larger vision, and together, we can manifest a world filled with love, abundance, and connection. As more individuals recognize their divine power and awaken, the collective consciousness expands, creating a brighter future for all. This is the power of community, the ability to amplify individual transformations into a force of collective awakening that can change the world. We are all interconnected, and the awakening of one contributes to the awakening of all. As we each step into our power, we light the way for others. Together, we are weaving a new reality, a reality filled with possibility, love, and unity. The future is bright for those who choose to awaken and activate their divine power. Remember, this isn't just about you, it's about all of us. Together, we can create a world that reflects our highest ideals and deepest desires. The journey continues, and the best is yet to come. Are you ready to step through this portal? To embrace your divine power and awaken to the infinite possibilities that await you? The time is now, and the universe is ready to support you on this extraordinary journey. The journey ahead is filled with light, love, and limitless potential. Remember, you are never alone on this path. The universe is with you, guiding you every step of the way. Embrace the adventure, activate your divine power, and step into the life you were meant to live.